Back in February, we told you that Albany police investigators were packing up boxes of evidence that sat in storage for nearly 60 years and were shipping them across the country. They were hoping new technology and testing methods could give them a break in one of the city's oldest cold cases. And that's exactly what they got. Tonight, Jerry Gretzinger looks at how previously undetected DNA may finally answer the question, who killed Catherine Blackburn?
It's a crime as shocking today as it was in 1964. A 50-year-old woman found murdered, sexually assaulted, and mutilated. 800 pages of notes and interviews and ample physical evidence were not enough to help police track down Catherine Blackburn's killer. But something called the MVAC system, a sort of high-tech DNA wet vac, was put to work on that evidence recently, and the results are in.
Are we now closer than ever to finding out who killed Catherine Blackburn?
We are.
Sergeant Melissa Rockwell has been the driving force in the department's renewed interest in the Blackburn murder and has been building a team of people and organizations committed to solving it. Most recently, the Pure Gold Forensics Lab in California. In February, Rockwell sent them evidence that hadn't seen the light of day for decades, including a bloody sheet the killer used to soak up the blood. But rolled up with that sheet was a handkerchief.
And this handkerchief is folded into that bed sheet as if the handkerchief had been used first in an attempt to either clean up or be used by our suspect, and then was abandoned because it was so small, and then the sheet took its place.
The MVAC system uncovered the secrets hidden in the evidence for nearly 56 years, revealing a half dozen previously undetected DNA samples. Since Catherine's killer was a male, they were looking for something called a YSTR profile, part of a man's Y chromosome. The strongest sample they found? From the handkerchief.
We're generating DNA evidence from a case that's 50+ years old, which for us, this is the oldest case that we've done in the police department that we've had success generating that DNA evidence.
The samples are now being compared to persons of interest, old and new, thanks in part to the department's partnership with the College of St. Rose Cold Case Analysis Center.
We've been able to go through the file and identify persons of interest and also develop a psychological profile of the offender to look at other possible related crimes.
It's long been believed Catherine Blackburn wasn't the killer's first or last victim. The new DNA samples will be compared to murders in other states from the same era and with striking similarities, like the post-mortem mutilation and how the body was left in a crucifixion pose.
People, these suspects, still with us? Have they passed on? Are there some of both?
Every suspect that we've been looking at so far has been deceased.
In those cases, they're reaching out to the suspect's descendants and asking for voluntary DNA samples. The YSTR profile of sons, even grandsons, would be nearly identical to the suspect.
And so far, no one has refused?
No.
Although unlikely, it's possible Catherine's killer is further down the suspect list, or not even on it. He could be alive. It may still take time, but now, after 56 years, with everything falling into place, the end seems closer than ever.
Kind of like the perfect storm of everything working together.
Yeah, it is.
I'm Jerry Gretzinger.